Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, to LoLverview. I am once again Zarlin, and with this little show that I call LoLverview, I like to take an overview look at LoL mechanics and give it a stupid title. This week is the last week in Team Comp month, and we're looking at the split push comp. So, I got a little tips and tricks and a small little champion pool because I'll mostly focus on the champions that can split push. And that's about it. So this episode might be a little shorter, but yeah, let's dive right on into it. We're gonna start by looking at some tips and tricks that I have here for a split push comp. Now, first off, there's usually only one split pusher, sometimes two, but that's quite rare, and it's not really needed because it kind of spreads your team out too thin. But split push comp has usually one champion that will be in a different lane than the rest of the team when it's quote-unquote team fight phase. I had air quotes there, but you couldn't see them because I don't do cam stuff. So, yeah. So we've got one champion that is off in a different lane than where the rest of the team is, and he's trying to either draw attention or take a tower. Simply, the whole point of a team comp based around split pushing is there's the one person in top lane, and he's trying to, top lane or bottom lane or wherever, and he's trying to take a tower. He's just pushing for that tower and all the way to the inhib. And either the other team's choices are to either send someone up to deal with that person or to go 5v4 on those people and try and win. And usually, either, depending on the champion, if the split push champion stays up top and doesn't have some sort of teleport or easy way to get to a team fight, it'll either take the tower, or if it does have a teleport, it'll join the fight if it's a 5v4 fight. And the big thing is, you're either taking a tower or taking a team fight, because if they send up a person to deal with you, then it's a 4v5, and if you've got a teleport, you could make it a 5v4 on your side. It's all kind of based around trying to draw out a fight that would actually be either advantageous to you, or trying to force them to get you off their tower so they can save their tower. It's basically forcing the other team to make a move. Some basic things you want with the team members that aren't split pushing, and even with your split pusher, but we'll get into that. The 4 people that aren't split pushing, you'd like to have either good engage or good disengage, and good wave clear. And what I mean by wave clear is able to clear the minion waves quite fast. The faster you can clear the wave going towards the tower that you're pushing for, with either the 4 people that are with the team, or the one person by themselves, you've got a way to get to the tower quicker. And so that's why there are some split pushers that have good wave clear, some that don't, but meh. It all depends, and it all really depends on how well the other team decides to deal with your comp, the ideas that they work on, whether they engage 5v4 because you don't have a teleport, or they send one person up there to deal with you. And it all depends on how the other team deals with your comp is pretty much how well you're going to do in that phase. One thing I'm going to stress here that is very important, though, is that it's quite hard to do a good split push comp if you are behind. Now, the big thing is, the split pusher can be quite behind and it would be okay, because he's essentially just up there getting farm. But if the other 4 are behind, then that might be a big problem, because they probably won't have any trouble diving 5v4 onto your team if you're behind. They probably won't even second guess about it. And if they do and they succeed in that, you can only take so many towers before they're going to take over the 4 people that you left behind and take your inhib and nexus. That's just straight up facts. Now, for split push comp, there are a few that I'm going to get into for different categories. First, we're going to start off with the ones who have some sort of teleport. Now, of course, the one that most people know of is Shen. And Shen will just sit up there and farm forever. But the thing is, he doesn't have good wave clear until he gets a Sunfire Cape. Now, granted, Sunfire Cape is pretty much a core item on him. But, you know, it's an item that he has to get if he wants to split push. There's TF, which has great split push by himself. You know, he just throws out his cards, throws a red card on the melee minions, throws out his wild cards, I believe it is. And you can basically clear minion wave with enough AP. And, you know, he's got the teleport. Got that teleport for them split pushes. It's wonderful. There is also Pantheon, which has a wonderful split push, might I add, with his little, I don't remember what it's called, but he sends his spear out in a whole bunch of different directions. And, of course, his ultimate. Nocturne is a good choice as well. And that's pretty much all the ultimates that you have. Besides, there's also big ones. They don't have teleports, but they do have global ultimates, which is Gangplank and Karthus. Now, the big thing is, usually you want to take the teleport summoner spell, which you can take the teleport summoner spell with all of the champions that I list. And basically you could take summoner teleport with almost anyone and be an okay split pusher, given certain details. But Gangplank with his ultimate can help out a team while he's split pushing, or if he has a teleport, he can ult and then teleport in, and you know. And with Karthus, you've got your giant ultimate, which is extremely strong, and you have excellent wave clear as well. Now for the non-teleport people, besides the fact that all of these champions can take Summoner Teleport if they want to. But without a built-in teleport or global ultimate, we have Nidalee with her excellent wave clear, and she is quite mobile, allowing her to escape any pursuer that might come into the lane that she's trying to split push, or in order to get to a team fight quite quickly. We also have Singed, great wave clear, quite mobile as well. We also have Yi, who, if he's not building AP, his wave clear isn't the best, but it still can kill minions quite fast with that proc, if it actually goes off. And he can kill towers like there's no tomorrow, because if he's AD or AP, he just wails on them with his abilities, and, you know, he's Yi. He's gonna push towers fast. Other ones that I can think of is Sivir. Sivir isn't as good as she used to be in split pushing, but she is quite good at it, and she can get away if they try and come stop her. And there's also Teemo, the dreaded Teemo. He can split push quite well. His shrooms, if I could speak correctly, that would be wonderful. His shrooms that he can place all over the map will tell people if he is, you know, coming after him if he's top lane. And of course he has his invisibility and his run away if, you know, he wants to run away. His move quickly or whatever it's called. I don't play enough Teemo to know what that's called. But Teemo is wonderful for that. And speaking of wards, that's one big thing that I'm going to talk about, because I have no more champions that I can think of off the top of my head that are good split pushing champions. Besides, from what I've been told, Shaco is okay at that. Okay, I'll believe it when I see it. I've never really seen a good Shaco split pusher, but apparently people think that. That's fine. But we've got to talk about something very important that I did not talk about before, and that is being safe while split pushing. And that means buying wards. I know that's a really hard thing for a lot of people. Some people just don't realize that wards are important, and for some reason think that wards don't exist or something. I don't know. Maybe their store doesn't have wards and mine does. I don't know. I can't see their computer. But wards are actually quite important, and if you do not have wards around your jungle, there's a chance that that other team might send more than one person up after you. And if there's more than one person and you're not 10-0, you might die to those more than one peoples, especially if it's, you know, like 3 or more. And if that happens, you're not going to be split pushing for a while, are you? Because you'll be dead. And if you're dead, your other team will be 4v5 without the help of a split pusher or without challenging a tower, and they'll be in a lot of trouble, and it'll be all your fault because you weren't safe. And if you weren't safe, then bleh. Basically what I'm saying is buy wards and put it around the jungle near the lane that you're pushing. That way you can see enemies coming after you, you can get away, and if you can get away, you can split push for another day. That was really lame. As I said before, I don't have much else to say. This was a rather quick video, simply because I was just going to go over the split pushers. As I said before, you need disengage and wave clear would be quite nice for anyone who is not the split pusher, but I already stated that before. So, that is, of course, my tips and tricks and information about split push team comps. And that is, in fact, the end of Team Comp Month. So, I have run out of ideas once again, and will go on a little bit of hiatus with LoLverview once again, simply because I can't think of anything else right now. I might have thought of something by the time this video goes up on the YouTubes, but as the time of this recording, I've got no plans for another LoLverview. If you wish to suggest a plan, comment section is right down there, unless you're watching this in like 2050 something and they move the comment section somewhere completely different because YouTube's stupid like that, but that's besides the point. Comments right down there. If you have an idea, tell me. If you don't have an idea, okay. Don't have to write nothing. This has been LoLverview, and I am once again Zarlin, and I will see you the next time I see you. Bye.